This is Dr. Prudence Pollard, take 1. This is Dr. Smith, take 1.
Gotcha.
This is take 1.
He is a colleague.
He is a brother.
He is a mentor.
He is a leader.
He is a friend.
He is my brother. He is my friend.
He is Dad P. He is Dad.
He is Papa.
He is Papa.
He is Papa.
He is Daddy.
He is Daddy.
He's definitely a husband, my husband.
Dr. Pollard has so many different thoughts that runs through his mind, and he really gives us different ways to look at things from many perspectives. He speaks it and it happens, and the way it comes together is just phenomenal.
He will never make you feel like you are secondary. You are always primary with Leslie.
And he's persistent, tenacious to the point where if he gets a good idea, no matter who he gets it from, he uses that idea. That's the trait of a good leader.
He's a valuable asset to our family. He will always focus on what somebody else is feeling in a situation other than himself, and he will listen to what you have to say when you talk to him about a problem, and he won't make it all about himself.
It's just what he says he's going to do. He does it, from the small things to the big things. And I think as children with parents in leadership, you realize that that is unfortunately rare.
He likes to make things happen. He's not satisfied with the status quo.
He's always been there. He's always remained the same. I've only heard him consistently use respect and kindness and thoughtfulness with all of us.
You're always going to learn something from him when he speaks, because he's so thoughtful in his speech.
I said, he's really, really a kind, nice person who is interested in what I have to say. And I usually have a lot to say.
Over 40 years, probably about 45 years, we started out as freshmen here on this campus, and I never will forget the first time I met him. We were on the basketball court. He had some sneakers that looked like he had them since he was 10 years old. He had some raggedy gym shorts on, but he was a great ball player. And I would call him, not Leslie, I called him Lessie. And he told me, "Why are you calling me Lessie? That sounds so much like you're calling me Lassie." But I still call him Lessie.
Leslie Pollard is a dear friend of mine. When I think of that, that gets fostered by the fact that Leslie and I, we took every class together, virtually every class. I don't think there was any exception in theological seminary. And I got through. I have 2 doctorates now, but I copied off of his paper so many times just to survive. I recall the beautiful young lady he was dating, who he eventually married. I asked him one day as he was walking by with his metal-rimmed glasses and his neatly organized attire and his briefcase, very articulate. I said, "Hey, Les, are you going to marry that young lady, Prudence?" And he says, "Now, Ron, why would I marry a sweet young lady into poverty? I don't have a job."
My first thought on meeting my now husband was that he's tall. He has the biggest afro I've ever seen, bigger than Angela Davis. It was my first thought. So we entered this university in 1974, and we graduated together in 1978. He graduated magna cum laude, and I only graduated cum laude. I said, I'm just glad I made it on the list, and I was in the group right behind him. Who would have thought that we would have gotten married 1 year after we graduated from Oakwood University? His friends were my friends, the male friends were my friends, and they did not know that we were looking at each other. It was interesting.
There's so many moments of him when I look back on it, I can see where he was, how he was motivating me. He was my first basketball coach of our little team, and I was pretty good. I had like a wild energy that he knew how to contain. His motivation would be to just, ask a question. I had averaged about 15 points. I knew I was going to be the MVP of my team, but he knew that I could be better. I was going on and on in the car about how I thought that was awesome. And he just stopped and he said, well, do you think you can make 30 points in a game? And I said, 30 points? That's twice as much as I had tonight. I don't know. Maybe. But he said, well, if you made 30 points in the game, I think we could find some time this weekend and I'll take you out to the outlets and I'll get you a new outfit. And I was like, oh, now I know I can make 30 points. And it was just that simple motivation of I think you can do it. In his statement, he affirmed me and he challenged me. And that next game, guess who had 32 points?
Karen doesn't know this, but she needs to come to the reality that I am the favorite daughter and the best basketball player. When I was in high school, we spent a lot of time in the driveway pretending to be the Lakers and Kobe Bryant working on basketball skills. So I think that was a lot of hours, and he was tired coming from work and all of that. So that really stands out to me as the time he spent helping me improve on something I cared about when he could have been doing something else.
Dr. Pollard is a grandfather figure to me. He has always helped me through my problems, and I can talk to him about anything. I'm the 8th grade class president, and sometimes I talk to him about situations that I have in the class or situations I have with school, and he'll talk me through it and he'll give me advice on different aspects that I need to touch on.
We used to play this game, the octopus. And he used to trap us in his arms and he used to tickle us and we had to try and escape from him.
You had to tickle.
His humor is so Leslie Pollard and so my dad and so consistent and there that you really have to start picking it up to see his funniness.
I don't know. He just always has a joke or like a funny story about, something that has some type of life lesson in it, but it's hilarious. So I think, we have the same type of sense of humor.
We were a close class of people, and Ron Smith and Leslie and myself, and we just usually talked about one another. If you made a mistake, you can never live it down. 40 years later, we're still laughing at things we did when we were young men.
We would occasionally talk, and we just had a ball one day because we were on a Zoom call.
My wife told me not to share that story, so I'm gonna have to ask for forgiveness. But we were in a board meeting, and we had a particular board chairman that was retiring. And Leslie had to make the speech, and said how much he's going to miss this board chairman.
And Dr. Pollard was presenting to him a resolution. May have been in the form of a plaque, but whatever it was, he began reading it. And as he read it, Les was saying, we're so thankful for the leadership of...
But in the middle of the speech, he broke down. Mr. Cool, calm, and collective. I saw one tear roll down his eye. Ron Smith looked at me, and then we saw another one.
He started crying, and while he was crying, folk were touched on the Zoom call.
And before we knew it, the floodgates had opened up.
And I remember Elder Watkins called me and said, Ron, have you ever seen a grown man cry like that? And of course, we just continued to ride him about that.
And we stayed up to around 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, laughing at him. The joke was, Les, we have never seen a grown man cry like that before. You didn't just wet your cheeks. Man, we had to wade in the tears to get out of the meeting. You cried so hard.
I said, you know, it's amazing how he cried so vigorously that day, and he never cries for us, but he cried for other people. And we, you know, of course, that was a very appropriate response in the moment because it was very emotional, but we just dug in as deeply as we could, and we just elongated that saga to sort of rub it in his face.
And to this day, we still call him the weeping prophet because of those tears.
I've seen my dad cry. The first time I saw my father cry was when he lost his best friend to cancer. His best friend had been battling cancer for years, in remission. We thought everything was good, and then the cancer came back. And I was walking upstairs, and I passed his office, and I heard him crying. And that was the first time I heard him crying, that I saw him broken. But he wasn't ashamed to cry. He wasn't afraid to cry. He just needed some alone time. It told me that who I thought was Superman and any emotion could bounce off of him and he could keep on trucking, that he's human and he feels very deeply and that he's soft on the inside. Yeah.
First time you ever saw your dad cry?
Oh. That was at my grandma's funeral. Yep. That was a distinct memory of seeing my dad cry.
What were you thinking? What thoughts came to your mind when you were watching that with him?
Man, I guess this is a really sad day. Like, he's crying. Oh, this is bad. I think it translated across accompanying him to funerals throughout his pastoral career, that you realize that the impact that the families are feeling is something that your family has experienced, so it makes you more empathetic. I think that's incredibly important. Like, just being able to relate to people with kindness is something that I treasure, because, you know, it's hard to find people who are kind when nobody's watching across the board.
Yeah. Dr. Pollard has supported me when my father passed. He called me. He was there. He asked me if I needed anything, if my family needed anything, and anything that we needed, he would be there. And he was. He spoke at the funeral as well. That type of support is not always given, but he demonstrated his care, his compassion, and his love for others. And that's one thing I can say I'm gonna miss.
Thank you, Dr. Pollard. Thank you for being a grandfather figure in my life. I thank you for mentoring me. Sincerely, your bodyguard.
Thank you for looking out for me and my family through these almost 30 years of serving together here at Oakwood. It's been a wonderful, wonderful experience, and I'll never forget it.
Thank you, Dr. Pollard, for always believing in me. Thank you for empowering me And thank you for appointing me to be the first Chief of Staff here at Oakwood University.
Thank you, Leslie, for being a friend. I will never forget your kindness toward me. And on behalf of my wife, Ruth, and I, we want you and Prudence to know how valuable you have been in our lives. I love you, man. I will always be there for you. God bless you as you go into the next stage of your life.
Thank you, my dear friend Les, for the great leadership you've showcased in every assignment you've taken on. You've made sure that excellence reigned.
Les, I know it'll be a transition for you as you transition to the next chapter in your life. But I want to thank you for what you've done, not only for the Oakwood University community, the Huntsville community, but also for our family. You have made us very proud.
Thank you for being a wonderful father and a great inspiration to me and my family. And we all appreciate you and we love you. Thank you.
Dad P, you are an awesome guy, loving father. We love you and we thank you again for all you've done for us and all you've sacrificed for us. Thank you.
I'm thankful for every single time you let us sleep over at your house with our cousins or either just me and Genesis. I love you.
I'm thankful that you're my grandpa. We've had so many fun times together. And you've taught me so many important things. So thank you. I love you, Grandpa.
Papa, I love you.
Papa, I love you. Thank you, Daddy. Get some rest. You've earned it. Can't wait to see you at the house.
Hey, Daddy. I just want to thank you for always emphasizing the importance of character and character development and how much our everyday decisions as your children would impact what our character would become. Thank you for showing me that you can also be present for your family while also caring for so many other responsibilities.
Leslie, I love you. Thank you for the service that you've given to Oakwood University. Thank you for being the father to our children and to our grandchildren. May God continue to bless you as the years to come provide a pathway for you to continue your leadership excellence. Thank you.